Hey guys, this is Emperor Abaddon doing a commentary video for Empire Total War Online. I command the Austrians, and my ally, Commander Noble von Hero, commands the United States of America. We're facing off Great Britain, who is commanded by Admiral Lord von Britain, and by the Huron Wyandotte, who is commanded by Venom. As we start this battle off, we'll see that the commander of the British here, who's Lord Admiral von Britain, he is making a rush for this right hill here. His intention obviously to fortify it. I did see this, so what I decided to do was take my formation of both Windbush Jaegers and Grenzers here and rush them up to meet him at that hill. That way he wouldn't be able to do anything as far as fortifying it goes. With me I brought 5 units of the Austrian line infantry. They obviously have the number advantage, not best in accuracy or melee attack and defense, but they get the job done. I also brought 5 units of these light dragoons here, very effective for mobile attacks, flanking maneuvers, or I mean even just distracting the enemy. So we're going to go back over here. I will tell you guys ahead of time, most of the battle is going to be focused over on my side, so we're not going to be paying too much attention to the United States Huron Wyandotte fight. So as you can see here, my enemy has moved his cavalry up onto the side of the hill to meet my Windbush Jaegers and my Grenzers. One cool thing about these Windbush Jaegers is they have these air guns, which makes them almost completely silent when they're firing. They also have the ability to hide while they're firing too, which is a huge plus for them. So the intention here, I have my Windbush Jaegers out in front because obviously they have longer range, and I do have the Grenzers behind to provide extra firepower, which you will see come into effect here in just a second. My enemy decided to charge his cavalry, believing that he would destroy my skirmishers, but that of course is not the case. As you'll see, my Grenzers are going to open up fire on him. And there goes most of his cavalry. So he will begin to rout there after all of my guys open up fire on them. The cool thing about the Windbush Jaegers, not only can they fire completely silently, they are also very good in melee. They can stand up to a lot of people. And one thing I did not mention here was I moved my light dragoons up onto the flank of Great Britain. I don't think he noticed my light dragoons were there, so now he's going to pay the price for that. As you can see, he lost almost 40 of his Black Watch. Luckily though, the Hurons were paying attention, so he charged his Lancers at my light dragoons. I did pull them back just in time. A few of them will die in the process, but the bulk of them did make it back. Over here you can see that we are having a large rifle fight here. My Windbush Jaegers did get targeted by a lot of his rifle. They took some heavy casualties as well, but for the most part, not too much going on there. They are returning fire now on his Green Jackets, and now it's just going to turn into a steady firefight. As you do notice here, like I said, my light dragoons do make it back to safety because the United States of America, commanded by Commander Noble von Hero, drove the Lancers back to keep them honest. I do notice that Great Britain is trying to move up that hill now that he realizes he's losing all of his long-range units. So I'm going to take advantage of that by moving a few units of my line infantry up to, well, essentially take shots at him before he can get into formation. So like I said, there's just a firefight going on now. Very few are actually dying for the number of shots that are being fired. So I realized that continuing that firefight would not be much for my benefit. Like I said, I am moving a few units of these line infantry up to provide some cover fire for my Windbush Jaegers. We're being targeted right now by his Green Jackets. The funny thing is, he's shooting at them and they didn't have a single casualty, mostly because they're firing into the hill. So my line infantry is getting in position. I'm going to take another shot with my light dragoons here, trying to go around the flank. We're going to go over to the United States really quick and see how he's doing. As you can see, a lot of the Huron Wyandotte, the cavalry was killed by his long rifleman here. It does seem like he brought a couple units of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's quite a few, actually. So he's got 7 units of these long riflemen, a couple of units, 3 units of the 24-pound howitzers, and a couple line infantry to back it up. So now that I see that my opponent is actually backing himself up onto the hill, while, I mean, fortifying a hill is a good idea, you don't want to get yourself in a position where you're stuck to that hill. So, my Windbush Jaegers are just going to continue taking shots, and then I line my light dragoons up to take shots at his line infantry, which you can see a few of them bite the dust here in a second. The cool thing about light dragoons, you want to remember, they not only provide a distraction, but if you use them correctly, they can inflict a lot of casualties. Like you see there, he just lost half of his unit of line infantry. Out of position. So my line infantry moved up. I'm taking shots at him now. My Windbush Jaegers are still holding up strong, which is the cool thing. They only took 1 casualty on that unit, and they are just tearing his green jackets apart. One thing that I can say is a lot of people disagree with using Austria. If you know how to use Austria and the light infantry that they bring along with them, really you do have an advantage in range over many of your opponents. Yeah, Austria only has the Windbush Jaegers for 125 range units, but they are really effective. And the other light infantry, such as the Grenzers that Austria has, they really make up for the lack of rifles, if you understand what I'm saying here. So now he's trying to move these Black Watch up the hill. My light dragoons are set up correctly, and they're going to take shots at the remaining force of his Black Watch, and that is going to rout them. I'm going to continue moving my line infantry up. I actually have an envelopment pattern set up where they are just going to have a crossfire on all of his units, and they're going to take some pretty heavy casualties as far as that's concerned. Now that I have them right where I want them, I'm going to move the other 2 units of line infantry up to get a crossfire set up on this 1 unit of line infantry. Now, the Windbush Jaegers are doing an excellent job of absolutely annihilating Great Britain's green jackets, and the cover fire provided by Commander, what was his name? Commander Noble von Hero. His howitzers are really helping me out now. As you can see, Great Britain's line infantry are taking some extremely heavy casualties now that I have the crossfire set up completely. I have a couple units of my light dragoons set up on the side as well. This crossfire is going to prove deadly for him, as you will see in just 1 second. 1 unit already began to rout. Like I said, the light infantry for Austria, if you know how to use it, extremely effective. If you want to try using a formation like I have here with Windbush Jaegers out in front and Grenzers behind, be my guest. More power to you. I mean, you can see though clearly that Great Britain is going to be taking some serious damage as he's trying to advance on me now. For the United States, the battle's going alright. Obviously, if you're going to be a native tribe, you're going to overload on musketmen and some of the warriors that they have. Not really a good tactic. The light infantry for the natives isn't all that astounding, and the morale on them breaks extremely easily. They don't really put up much of a fight. So Great Britain's starting to rout completely now. They're losing men left and right. This 1 unit of line infantry of mine did take some pretty decent casualties. But my horses, my light dragoons held up against this unit of line infantry for the most part, and I'm going to move them to distract Great Britain once again so I can continue my crossfire pattern. Now at this point in the battle, all he has is a couple units of cannons left and that 1 unit of green jackets. So it is ripe for the picking. There goes another one of his line infantry. And there's that. He has 94 men left in that 1 unit. If you can, one thing I do suggest with light dragoons, if he is chasing specifically after 1 unit and you have them grouped up, you can even detach a few units to go around melee infantry or just regular line infantry, depending on what you're feeling. If you think you can do a good job of surrounding the enemy, then more power to you. Now, like I said, Austria doesn't have the strongest melee line infantry, so it's going to be a good fight between them. I am actually going to charge a unit of my cavalry into the back heading back up to this hill. I am moving my line infantry around to take shots at them, and I'm also moving my Grenzers up to finish off the job. Over on this side, it looks like the United States has the Huron Wyandotte handled pretty well. He is sending a mass amount of these warriors. Obviously, they are not suited for melee instances. For the most part, Huron are finished. Up on my side of the hill, his green jackets are going to be biting the dust. That one unit of canister shot, though, took out close to 20 of my Grenzers, it looks like. So, if I can preach about the effectiveness of canister shot, I will tell you, within close range, if you have the ability to take shots at your opponent, do so. My line infantry, like I said, not the best in the game, but they get the job done. So you're going to see that unit of green jackets begin to rout. He sees that he lost the battle, so he's going to pull that last unit of green jackets up to a more defensible position. I have a large bulk of my army left, as I laid ruin to Great Britain here, and also one unit of my Windbush Jaegers. I don't believe anything but one unit of my Windbush Jaegers routed at this time in the battle. I did send over my Light Dragoons to help out my ally, just to clean up the rest of the job. He has his line infantry and Minutemen taking shots at the warriors, also engaging them with line infantry in the front. He's shooting his own guys, but I mean, as long as he keeps them occupied, not a bad deal. So, you're going to see this unit of musketmen get destroyed by my Light Dragoons now. Which is good, because musketmen with the range of 90, they are terrible in melee, and actually they're pretty terrible firing as well, but they can still be dangerous as they can hide while they're walking. They're not quite like these long riflemen over here that can hide while they're walking, except they have 125 range, but they're still pretty decent. Like I said, with Light Dragoons, they are mobile guns. If you deploy them at the right place at the right time, then you're setting yourself up for victory. Right now, it looks like the Huron only have these warriors left and a few units of musketmen up here on the hill. Other than that, not much of an army left. I'm trying to move my guys over to help my ally. Like I said, I have the majority of my men left, including the Grenzers. But in my mind, I know he has his handled. So I decided to charge my cavalry up into attack him in melee. I understand, like I said, that morale is not all that good. So hopefully I can get them to rout. Bad thing about this is my Light Dragoons had already taken some pretty serious casualties earlier in the battle, so they're going to start routing themselves. But my ally is moving his men up. That way we can finish off that last unit of musketmen. Up on the hill he just has his chief's bodyguard and a unit of fixed artillery. It was funny though, because the rules that he made were no fixed artillery, and the natives only have fixed artillery, so I thought that was pretty funny. I believe that Venom is the clan. TYT stands for pretty newbie clan. Just started out, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much the battle. He has that unit of musketmen routing now. Then he's going to send his general's bodyguard down the hill to try and do something, which is not going to be all that effective, to be honest with you. I can applaud Commander Noble von Hero for all melee infantry and musketmen that the Huron Wyandotte brought. He put up a very decent fight, inflicted a lot of casualties on the enemy. Overall, just a good battle for him, I'd say. I am moving my Light Dragoons now to take shots at the Chief's bodyguard to finish off this battle, seeing as that is the last unit of the enemy left, and my Dragoons are going to fire at them, which is going to make them waver, and then his long riflemen are going to take shots as well, so that's actually going going to be our battle as soon as they start to rout here. Good game to our enemies. That's going to be Admiral Lord von Britain and TYT Venom. Overall good game. I killed 1,217, lost 560, and my ally killed 894, lost 604. Our enemies, Admiral Lord Walter Britain, lost 472, killed 472 and lost 1,171, and TYT Venom killed 545 and lost 1,128. Like I said, good game, guys, and be sure to check out the rest of my videos that I posted. Thanks for viewing, everyone.